anything with this title so I can take a picture for yourself?
I don't, actually. But I have some things. I have websites that I'm going to be visiting.
So the recording just started?
Yes. Good morning, everybody.
Okay, ask a question.
Well, we start out with questions, yes.
Who's supporting this again, can you say?
Yes. I'm glad you asked that question. The Lifelines for High School Climate Change Education is a grant project which we got through the Global System Science Project at Lawrence Hall of Science, UC Berkeley. And the purpose of that project is to establish groups of high school teachers to figure out the best ways to teach about climate change and implement them in their classes. It's a little bit like maybe the associations you have, except on a smaller scale. And they're mostly done through telecons and online communications. Very, very few opportunities to have live meetings, which is different from most professional learning communities, as they're called. PLC is the abbreviation for that. We share information on a PLC leaders site. Each professional learning community has a leader. And by the way, there's a poster over there on the wall, which is the poster I'm taking to ASP. If you want to have a look at that, there's information there. But this is the website we created for the PLC leaders. And that is has interesting functions which are communication tools. There's actually three big aspects to this project. One is how to establish very effective communications through the internet. Okay, if you can't afford to fly someplace or bring people together, or even drive across town, time is always a problem for teachers. Is even just getting across town to get to a meeting is an issue. So if you can establish very effective means of communication through the internet, that's one of the goals of this project. And then a second one is the actual content of those meetings. How do we teach climate change in our curriculum? And then the other aspect is that we invite speakers in for these meetings. For more on a national level, the speakers will broadcast to all the teachers in all of the PLCs. There's about 16 or 18 PLCs right now, maybe about 200 teachers involved in it on paper. Not all of those are very active, but some are very active. A couple hundred are on our list of PLC members. So in this, and we also, our leaders site, we share information and things that we need to do through a Google site. This is something that we discovered is an effective means of communication. It's very easy to use. It's free. We haven't found any defects yet in using this. So this Google site has, for instance, hints on how to use ReadyTalk, which is a service that we're making available to all of the PLC leaders. So they can use this same system for their local groups.
You can build all the left-hand columns very easily in Google Sites?
Absolutely. And you can add them, you can take them away, you can edit them, and it changes, propagates throughout the site. It's very transparent.
It's all static, right? It's not a database.
I'm sure, no, it's not a database.
It doesn't have single or content management, I don't think. There's just pages.
Well, you know, if you talk to the Google engineers, it might well be content management. I bet it is. Yes.
It is for content management, but this is virtually Google domain. What they can do is split off the domain so that you, GHOU, have your own Google domain. It will say, you can get it to say ghou.berkeley.edu, and then you can actually put another name on it, call it ghou.org or ghou.whatever, and it will make, you need that person to do it for you, but then it will make you, whoever you identify as the administrator, and then you can, the administrator can make other administrative accounts. So, for instance, Rosa and Alan Carl can be administrators, or we could also add, as an administrator, I'm sorry, your name is leaving,
Okay, here's that function is you can set up the site permissions for the site, and then you can add in anybody through their email to have various levels of control on the site. Either they can edit it or they can be an owner of the site.
If we have time later, I'll show you actually the whole domain if you want.
I'm pretty sure we won't have time, but
Okay.
we have very little time.
All right.
So ReadyTalk is part of Google, or?
ReadyTalk? No. These are completely separate.
Oh,
It just links from there.
ReadyTalk is a commercial service.
Oh, okay.
And it costs something like 0.02 cents per minute to connect people in per person. 0.02 cents.
Wow.
So it's reasonable, I would say. So just quickly, other aspects that we have on the site. I created this. We created this photo name tag page, which when you're on a telecon, it's nice to imagine, what does that person look like who's speaking. And so we have pictures of people who are the various PLC leaders.
You're not there, so let's not be most wanted.
Yeah, actually there's other people down here. So, and then each leader has their own page, so you can make your own. Everybody has access to this to make their own page. There are some how-to sections in here: how to become a leader, how to become a member of a PLC. Google site tips, like how to do things in Google, like logging in, how to create a site. There's Google actually has pretty good instructions for these, but